Hi there. To understand what I will tell you next about the education and how kids grew up on a kibbutz, you have to understand how it all started and why it became this way. So, at the end of the 19th century, young Zionist Jewish people do not find themselves equal in Russia, in East Europe, and so they are very socialist, and they make aliyah. They come to Israel. They come to Israel as a place to fulfill themselves. Israel, there is no state. It's a very, very poor country, desert or swamps, no roads, no constructions, no electricity, water system, there is nothing. Very hostile environment. And when they start, they make communities. Those communities later are called kibbutz, or in plural, in Hebrew, kibbutzim. Now, what is unique about this is that you have quite a few people, usually over 20. Well, they are all in their early 20s when it all begins. They are not married, they don't have kids, and they work in the field all day. Many of them, by the way, die. Now, as they grow up, just a few years later, nature does its thing, and they have the first baby, and then the second. And since they all live in tents and other very harsh environment, they build the first building for the first baby and the second baby. This happens at the north of Israel. So they built the buildings not for themselves, but for the babies. And what happened in the morning is that in the morning, everybody is going to work. Men and women, it is equal. But someone has to stay with the kids. And since it is equal, it doesn't have to be the parents that are staying with the kids. So someone is staying with the kids in the morning. At night, the kids go to sleep in the same building. Someone is also taking care of them while everybody is sleeping in tents. So later, there is the third kid and the fourth kid and so on. And there are more communities like this. And what happens is what started because of necessity, later becomes ideology, that all the kids live together. Now, it started because of necessity, because there was no other way, and because what they believe that men and women should do the same thing and share responsibility for livelihood, everything, including taking care of life, guarding, everything. Well, years pass, and there are many hundreds of kibbutzim around Israel. And in each kibbutz, there are many kids. And all of them live together. Not all the kids in the same building, but now there are so many that each year the kids live together. In my kibbutz, we were between 10 to 13 kids at the same age every year. And every year, a group of kids would have a building for themselves. So you start from nursery all the way until you finish high school. Every year, you are with the same kids. Sometimes you move from one building to another. So we're going to see this I'm going to talk about what happens, and this is how I grew up. I was born in 1965. I grew up my entire life, not with my parents, but with other kids, and my parents were not far away, only a few, maybe 100 meters away or 200 meters away, but I didn't sleep in their own house, even when they already had a house. Again, now, today, 2020, it is no longer the case. So let's see the nursery.